Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have a real showdown this morning. From 1884, we got Buchanan's DeLuxe. There's a lot of glare here, but it comes in this interesting embossed bottle with the fancy stuff on the back. It's a Diageo brand these days. Very popular in Latin America, the United States. I don't even think it's sold in Canada. And somebody in Scotland, Danny McFadden, told me, I've never seen it in Scotland. Originally called Buchanan's Finest Liquor, this whiskey received the first label James Buchanan ever put his name on. It has a soft and fresh profile that separates it from other more dense whiskey profiles. Green bottle. Okay, Johnnie Walker Red Label, originally called Old Highland Scotch, rebranded in 1909 as Red Label, age at least 3 years. Also a Diageo brand these days. This one will cost you about $35 a bottle. This one will cost you about $20 a bottle. Is this one going to be $15 better? I don't think so. If it's better, Scruffy's janitor says, morning, Ronald, just had 8-course banquet. Wow, this early? Okay. I'm tasting whiskey and I'm asking somebody, you drinking beer this early? Okay, well, you would assume that a 12-year-old blended Scotch whiskey is going to trounce a 3-year-old, especially when they're from the same company. But that may not be the case here at Dawn. Dawn hasn't arrived yet. We got the special cap because in Latin America, there's a problem with people refilling bottles with inferior products. So you can dump out, but you can't dump in. It's got a floater in there. I know somebody from New York City said he worked at a restaurant where they did that. You'd order a Jack Daniels and you were getting Beams 8-star. Or, you order Jim Beam, you're getting Beams 8-star. Well, see, it won't come out. Look at it. Come on, you trash. I had first bought a 375 of this, and I turned it over completely vertical at the other side, and nothing came out. But you got to watch it because once it starts to flow, it just dumps out, and you'll get too much of it. All right. Can Scotch have color added? According to the United States law, it cannot. But Scotch is imported into the USA under the laws of Great Britain, not the United States. So their law takes precedence. That's part of the trade agreement. Okay. Deep amber. Now, it may have that color after 12 years in a used bourbon barrel. Deep amber. You think that's really going to have that dark of a color after 3 years in a used bourbon barrel? I was watching some video reviews for people doing Johnnie Walker Red. And, in Europe, they got to put like the coloring and stuff. In the United States, that's not really required. So if you get the Canadian or European Union bottles, I think it says caramel color added. No, you will not die from, it's, think about, use some sense, like you take sugar and you brown it in a pan and you add it to water to turn the water brown. You really think that's going to make you sick? Some of these health advocates can be ridiculous. Like the U.S. government, for instance, saying, here's what you should eat every day. Well, if you ate that much food every day, you'd probably wind up like Karen Carpenter. You drink 1 beer a day, eat a French fry and half a hamburger. It's like starvation diet. It's like, well, why would you follow this? Now, on the other extreme, you could eat too much, get overweight, get diabetes, high blood pressure, and all that. Well, yeah, you got to have some kind of middle a balance. some sense, some intelligence. Now, is adding the color cheating? Well, yeah, in a way it's cheating because it's not a true representative of what the whiskey is going to look like after being in the barrel. But then you got a problem with the consumers who don't care about all this stuff that we talk about on this channel, and they just want it to look pretty. They're not going to get on the internet and research all that. They want to buy it and drink it and make mixed drinks. You know what I'm saying? So they don't care about all that. If you tried to sell it au natural, in a natural state, and it's all clear or nearly clear, it's going to turn people off. Do I have some whiskeys that pretty obviously are not colored with coloring? Yeah. I've got that King Square blended American whiskey. It's pale, pale, pale. It's unusually pale. That's right, because that's what it looks like after 4 years in a used charred barrel. It doesn't take on much color. Is it a popular whiskey? No. Is it cheap? Yeah. Does anybody really know about it? No. There you go. Then there's one of these scotches I tried that's so unusually pale. Oh no, it was a rum. The Skull Gold Rum. It's barely gold, and that's making me think they're not adding coloring. Okay, enough ranting. Well, I don't have to close my eyes because the color is identical. And I'm going to see if what I'm picking up is going to match what they say on their websites. It usually doesn't really. Smoky and peaty. And you ever notice like these Scotch whiskeys with the peat? It smells almost like a sauce, like a Chinese food sauce, like a, I don't know what you call that. I don't want to say duck sauce, but something like that. It's like sweet and sour. It's strange. A lot of people just can't stomach Scotch. They just say, whoa. Do they have a right to have that attitude? Well, obviously, you have a right to drink or eat whatever you want to drink or eat within reason. So, I mean, if you don't like the peatiness and the smokiness of Scotch, that's fine. I've always said that bourbon doesn't really appeal to me so much, and people just get appalled by that. You don't like bourbon, you're not a real man. Okay. I didn't say I didn't like it. I say it doesn't really appeal to me. Hey, Ronnie, I'm in a steam mood, going to church after. A steam mood. I do plan to go to church. We're supposed to go to church every Sunday. It's your weekly obligation, and it's encouraged to go more than that. I mean, I do on average. I mean, if you take 365 days a year, I go to church more than 52 days because of holy days obligations and things like that. And I have gone on just weekday masses. I don't do that too much. Okay, this one doesn't have a lot of aroma. Honest. I have no reason not to be honest. That's my honest feeling here. It's kind of like flat in the nose. You say, what about the straw? What about the rich peat? What about smoke? Nah, it's just like a mild under aroma of whiskey. So if you smelled this, you wouldn't say, oh, wow, yeah. Streams means I'm rocking. Right. Okay. So aroma, this one wins, but I can't say which is which, really. Because I remember in my thinking is that neither one of these was particularly aromatic. It's where when you start tasting them, that the explosions happen. Cheers, folks. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. The tunnel of smoke, like Bruce Springsteen would say. The peat. The roast, the smoked pork. Say smoked pork. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to make an approximation. These are the kind of things where you got to taste it on your own and kind of try to make a connection with me. For me to describe this is difficult. That's making me think. I don't want to say yet, but I know what I'm thinking. I know what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? All right. Whew. Calm down. Get it together, man. There's not as much smoke over here. It's a little cleaner in the taste, like a little cleaner across the taste. You pick up a little water. Yeah, true story. Water. Peatiness is not so strong. Smokiness is not so strong. It's just sort of like a clean across the taste whiskey. Kind of like it's been mellowed out after 12 years. Wink, wink. Yeah, I think it's Buchanan's. I really think it's Buchanan's. Brexit sensation. Britex and okay. All right. Can I say? I can't answer for comments. Yeah. All right. Now, the Johnnie Walker's got clean water too. It's clean-ish, but it's a little dirty. How do you say that? But it's so smoky. Oh, so very smoky. Is it the smokiest Scotch I've ever tried? Yes. Yes, it is. That's just. That's the facts, Jack. Uses up to 30 different Scotch whiskeys. It's almost like they added liquid smoke to it. I hope that isn't true. Oh, it's sticking in my chest. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten all that General Tso's chicken yesterday. It wasn't really that good. I was at Chinese Inn in Baton Rouge, and I got that General Tso's chicken. I wanted some vegetables in it. There was no vegetables. I was kind of irritated. I didn't know what I was ordering. And then when about 1 in the morning, I was like, heartburn, indigestion, but luckily it didn't last. But man, it's sticking right there. And made me gain like 3 pounds yesterday just eating that. You know, the portions are too big. The price was good. It was only $6.25 after tax. I took it on the run. Took it on the run, baby. I went to the LSU game yesterday, basketball. You know, sat on the 5th row, right by the court. They were playing University of Mississippi. It was interesting. Don't go there too much. Second college basketball game of the season that I attended. I went to 7 college football games this past season. 4 Tulane games, home games, 1 Tulane away game at Memphis, LSU home game versus Utah State, LSU national champions, haha, and a Southeastern playoff game versus Villanova of the western suburbs of Pennsylvania. All right, well, I have to say this. I know that the Buchanan's has aged 12 years, but it's not winning. And it's no way, Jose, that it's worth $35 relative to $20. Johnnie Walker's killing it. Now, what do they say about Buchanan's? It has a soft and fruity flavor. Yeah, kind of like that, with orange and chocolate notes. Orange and chocolate. Maybe orange peel. Yeah, maybe some baker's chocolate, like that cocoa powder. But that's power of suggestion, you know. But it could be that. It has a nice quality. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Buchanan's ain't good. You would not hear that come out of my mouth. I want to try the other Buchanan's expressions. They have Buchanan's Master blended Scotch. I think that's like $89 at Walmart. Yeah, I'm serious. That's expensive stuff, baby. And then there's the Buchanan's 18-year aged. Hate to see the price of that. There's another one that they don't list. I saw at the international market, and that was about $34, $33. It's cheaper than you would expect. I think that's the next one I'm going to buy. Yeah. Johnnie Walker Red Label. It crackles with spice and is bursting with vibrant, smoky flavors. It's absolutely bursting with vibrant, smoky flavors. If you're not into the smoke attack, oh yeah, you better run from Johnnie Walker. Don't walk away, run away. You better do like Jefferson Starship and run, 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 run away. Because this is going to hit you with smoke. Now, are the other Johnnie Walker expressions as smoky? I really couldn't say because I never had any of them, and I don't even remember the product descriptions. Do I intend to try them? I intend to. Don't know if I'll ever get to. We don't know what tomorrow holds. We know who holds tomorrow. I was reading the book of Second Maccabees today, you see. Second Maccabees. Interesting book, written in Greek in Egypt, but the Catholics and the Eastern Orthodox accept that book because it talks about, and the Pharisees, the Jewish Pharisees accepted it because it talked about resurrection of the dead, the afterlife, prayers for the dead, people in heaven praying for the people on earth. The Protestants didn't like the book because it talks about prayers for the dead, prayers of the saints, and such of that. Jews generally don't accept it, but Pharisaical Jews do tend to because they believe in the resurrection. But a very good book, reading about Antiochus IV Epiphanes, who decided he was a god. That's what he said his name meant. God, the embodiment of Zeus on earth. Well, he caught a disease and died, so he wasn't. Okay. I can't keep these comments on here because they make no sense. They're like totally schizophrenic. Like it's like comments from somebody who has generalized schizophrenia, word salad. And like somebody said, and on Facebook, we were talking on Alcohol Eggs. He said, Facebook, social media is where the schizophrenics come to play. And I actually believe that now. And paranoid schizophrenics especially. And deranged people of various sorts. But anyway, we have to deal with that as it comes. Johnnie Walker's the clear winner. And you're saving $15 a bottle. There's no comparison. And I love Buchanan's. It's a fine Scotch whiskey. It's a winner. It's worth the $35. But why would you want to pay $35? Think. When you could pay $20 and get something that's better. I know I wouldn't. But now I want to try all the other Buchanans. So yeah, I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay to play. And I'm going to try all the Johnnie Walkers, God willing. So I'm going to pay to play. You know, I'm going to do that, but that's it. Thanks for watching this video production. Now I'm off to watch the news.